Hey guys, this is Matt Powell.
Hey Matt Powell, this is, guys. Oh wait, no, I'm just one person. I do always forget that I'm not everyone. I'm just fat. Anyway, what you got today, Matty Boo Boo? 'Cause damn it all if I cannot stay away from you and your ridiculous bullshit. If it weren't for my constant need to top myself up with whiskey, I think I could survive off of your endless streams of stupid.
So whenever dealing with an evolutionist...
He said it already. Evolutionist. Like it's a fucking ideology and not that evolution is a fact that just makes his crap look as stupid as it, well, so obviously is. No, Matt. People who understand and accept the scientific theory, you know, a thing that's so supported by the science, it gets to stand amongst the theories of gravity and the laws of thermodynamics for its excellent description of how reality works as it is. And people who know that are not called evolutionists, they're called not fucking morons.
You're going to hear a lot of unsupported assertions and wild claims that aren't based in any reality.
Projection police, arrest this man! Before he projects so hard he starts knocking holes in cities and infrastructure, so big that the world collapses around his goddamn ears. No, they don't, Matt. That's what you and yours do, like all the time. And you may think, but I quoted the Bible a bunch, therefore correct. But no, dude, that's not how that works. Because the Bible is wrong about basically everything in it ever. Reality, that's the thing that happens outside the Bible, not the other way around.
A lot of times they're based...
Well, I'm not exactly the type to use based unironically, but if we are going there, I guess in that regards you must be that cringe thing I've heard so much about. I mean, I do feel like my spine is trying to escape from my body whenever you speak, so I guess it checks out.
In fiction or fantasy or something that they saw off Star Trek and Star Wars.
What the f*** are you talking about? Someone argued for evolution based on Star Wars? Who, Matt? Who is this totally real, not made up person that quoted fricking Star Wars as proof in any way, shape or form for evolution? Show me that person and I'll show you all either a total moron or more likely someone Matt Powell paid to say that, because there's no frickin' way that anyone who actually has any understanding of the science would even think to bring up any frickin' movie series whatsoever, Matt. Why you always gotta lie to get your point across? You know, if you need to do that, it's probably a pretty shit point, right?
They don't base what they believe off of observable, testable data.
Talking about yourself again, are we, Matt? You really should stop because yes, they do. You just don't accept it because, as always, it makes the things you believe look so absurd that even an infant could figure out why it's dumb. And you can't have that, so you simply pretend that there's nothing backing it up, when literally the opposite is true and basically everything backs up the idea of evolution. So damn well, in fact, that to claim it's false is to say, I have no idea what the hell I'm talking about.
And on the contrary, they will go running to time as a mechanism to support their unsupported assertions.
Time is not a mechanism for anything other than, well, time. However, many processes in the universe are extremely slow, at least from a human perspective. Although, if you compare evolution to geological time, it's actually pretty frickin' fast, and creatures can adapt to the changing environment fairly quickly. Although then again, you don't believe in pretty much any of the geological stuff, do you, Matt? Because it goes against your nonsense. You know, I'm starting to think that you aren't very scientific, mate.
And they'll say, if you give it enough time, anything could happen.
I mean, for a lot of things, that's absolutely true, but that's not the only thing they use. We have this little concept that I'm fairly certain you couldn't possibly be familiar with. It's called evidence. It's the thing where you find something, or learn something, or figure something out, and then you follow where that thing goes to its inevitable conclusion. You know, the opposite of what you do when you find something and then try to figure out a way to pretend it fits into what you already believe. You know, because you're so smart.
And frankly, just about when I thought that I had seen it all in the debate realm.
You thought you'd seen it all? You genuinely think that you have come even close to the sheer staggering quantities of evidence that support evolution? Of course you think that, because you're an idiot, mate. No one who knows dick all about science would ever assume that they had seen it all when it comes to even one facet of actual science. Mostly because it never f***ing stops. Creation quote-unquote science, on the other hand, well, you can learn all their shit in no time flat, because there's nothing to it.
I'm hearing about monkeys that surfed from Africa to South America 34 million years ago, and squids and octopuses coming from outer space.
You mean things that are hypotheses, and are clearly marked as such, and are not considered facts when talking about evolution. Okay, but bear with me. Those aren't part of evolutionary theory. They are ideas, sometimes supported by the evidence, sometimes not, that might explain various things that don't currently have a clear explanation. But so what? Them being true or not will in no way make evolution suddenly more or less true. You just like to bring those up because you know you cannot refute any of the actually established science, because you're so honest in your dishonesty.
You know, just about when I thought I had seen all of the craziest stuff there is that these people teach.
Oh, f*** off. No one teaches those things as evolution. In fact, especially the space squids one is extremely controversial and has seemingly little backing it up. If you look up, do squids come from outer space, you will quickly find refutations of that idea. Not everyone saying, this fact cause science juice, we should teach the schools. And the fact that you don't appear to know that means you are full of shit or so incompetent in your research, I would be surprised if you could find your own arse with both hands.
Then this happened.
But it takes longer than that, Ken. That's the problem. You won't allow us the time. You always tell us that the time is the religion. It's not enough time, Ken. We need more time.
So someone got frustrated at Kent's bullshit about the Earth being 5 minutes old, an idea that has absolutely zero basis in reality. You know, that thing that you pretend evolution doesn't support? They got annoyed and hammered the point home, and that's somehow going to be #evolution debunked, wrecked atheism gone sexual, or something like that, yeah?
Whenever these people go running to time as their savior, and they'll say, well, give it enough time and all these wonderful things will happen.
Wonderful things? What are you talking about? Oh, right, of course, you're too stupid to understand that evolution is the conclusion based on facts and not the thing we want to be true, because it's so cool and wonderful, because we just like it so much as an idea. No, Matt, we aren't you. We don't base our ideas on what we want to be true. We base it on what is true, what is supported by the evidence. No wonder you can't fathom this shit.
What they're failing to realize is that things are actually deteriorating over time. Things are getting worse in our bodies.
Human's age, therefore evolution am not true. Brilliant. I mean, hopefully that's not what he means here, but I would bet money that he probably believes something like the fact that humans aren't invincible super beings with the power of flight and the ability to shoot lasers from their eyes means that evolution isn't true, because surely wouldn't natural selection want that to be? Because natural selection obviously has wants and desires, because that's what our guy has.
Things are getting worse in the world. The sun is getting smaller. The moon is getting further away from Earth.
As if any of those things, true or not, would have any effect on the fact that evolution is a thing that happens. And the theory of evolution is our best explanation of that. I mean, yeah, the world at some point is going to end. And so fucking what? Everything has a finite existence. That's like a basic fact of life. Oh, but right, of course, that makes you sad, and you would rather believe some bullshit about a magic man that's going to let you live in his house forever as long as you tickle his balls every day, instead of facing the reality that you're going to die someday, and that's okay. More okay in some cases than others, but okay nonetheless.
The Earth is slowing down as in its rotation, and things are getting worse in the universe.
Our God is a useless God. That's how that song goes, right? You accept that entropy is a thing that if all Power Boy created something to be perfect, might have, you know, not allowed to happen in that perfect universe of his. I don't know, man, it sounds to me like you are trying to make a case against God and not evolution.
Things are deteriorating. So when an evolutionist cries out for more time and they ask you, please give me more time,
you refuse to understand that we don't need more time. It's already happened. And those things you spoke about, the universe deteriorating, are at such an unfathomable timescale that we will have more than enough time for, well, probably basically everything evolutionarily possible to happen. Shame you can't comprehend this, but what should I expect from someone as small-minded as you, Matt?
What they're failing to understand is that over time, the universe is decaying.
No one fails to understand that. Everybody knows that. You are the only one failing to understand things, in this case, that the universe isn't going to poof out of existence tomorrow, next week, or even a million years from now, but billions of years will go by before even Earth becomes uninhabitable, let alone the universe. Several times, in fact, the amount of time that was needed for the first critters to exist till all the shit that exists now. Assuming that the humans don't f*** everything up, there's plenty of time for many more things to spring up from now until the end of time.
So the more time you have, the more the universe decays, and the more things become worse.
I mean, that's true. The more time we have, the more time Matt Powell has to become even more of an idiot than he was yesterday. It's the Powell stupidity principle. The longer a creationist has to figure something out, the more likely his conclusion is to be f***ing moronic.
In the world around us. And so time actually works for the creationist, not the evolutionist.
That's so wrong in so many ways. I mean, even the most basic and accessible demonstrations of timescale go way beyond the paltry 6,000 years you numpties think the world and the universe is. If you do basic dendrochronology, aka tree ring dating, yes, I do know a fancy word, thank you, it demonstrates a timeline well in excess and into 10,000 plus years at least, and that's something that doesn't come close to being able to show the true scale of time.
The evolutionist will claim that time will work in their favor because they believe that things get better over time, yet...
No, they don't! What are you talking about? Nothing in evolution or any science states that things get better all the time. At best, that's an extremely childish understanding of what evolution is and how it works. In evolution, things change over time. That's it. Sometimes they get better, sometimes they get worse, sometimes they do shit that doesn't make any goddamn sense, but all of it will largely stick around if it results in increasing the survivability of that thing based on its environment. That's it.
Science states that things actually deteriorate over time. What we observe is that everything deteriorates over time.
Okay, thanks, Captain Obvious. Science also states that things change over time, and science also states that in an open system, say like the Earth receiving energy from the sun, things can, whilst in that state, actually improve somewhat. That deteriorating thing is about shit in a closed system, like the universe as a whole. I mean, don't you find it weird how humans have developed and expanded and done some crazy shit over the years? If everything only gets worse, it's almost like you're that thing all creationists are. You know, wrong and dumb and worthless. Oh, that's not fair. Matt has some value as an intellectual punching bag. Although that makes me think of a punching bag wearing one of them university hats, and I don't think Matt is intelligent enough to hat, so never mind.
One of the things that an evolutionist should keep in mind is that the Earth's magnetic field is actually decaying right now.
Your mum's decaying? But shit, son, didn't we cover this exact same stuff last time we spoke? Yeah, and it was inaccurate at best then too. Man, you know, it's almost like you don't actually have any more than a handful of very, very stupid arguments that don't make sense, and that you repeat them until your opponent passes out from all the dumb. Well, unfortunately for you, Matt, I'm already stupid, so you can't defeat me, or de-arm me, or de-legs me. I am unde-anythingable.
And the Earth's magnetic field actually has a half-life of 1,400 years.
No, what the Earth's magnetic field does is it changes its polarity every once in a while. You would know that if you had bothered to do any of that pesky research you seem so averse to. But also strangely into, but only when it's to say something that doesn't actually prove your point. I suppose he does technically do research, it's just he's so bad at it, I'm surprised he hasn't accidentally chopped off his own hands with a Wikipedia article.
Well, if you go back 10,000 years, the Earth's magnetic field would be too strong. It would kill everything on Earth.
Nope, again wrong, because of aforementioned pole flippage. Not sure where you got that idea from. I assume it's either some dumbass on a creation forum or you just made it up, based on the tiniest amount of information you could find, aka the field is changing, and extrapolated that idea into something not even remotely supported by the science. You know, because of your big brain.
And so that proves that the Earth cannot be any older than 10,000 years old.
Even your own stupid shit doesn't support your 6,000 year hypothesis, does it, Matt? God, can you imagine being as bad at basically anything as Matt is at refuting evolution / proving creationism? It'd be like trying to build a little house out of matchsticks and instead burning down an orphanage. And you're still inside because you managed to block off all the doors with yet more fucking matchsticks.
And if you go forward in time, in an additional 2,000 years from now, the Earth's magnetic field, since it's becoming weaker and has a half-life of 1,400 years, will be gone in about 2,000 years.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Literally nobody is saying this. Not one scientist on the planet says anything about Earth's magnetic field going away in forever for any amount of time, because it's not. Again, I don't know where you got this idea from, but maybe you might want to, like, I don't know, talk to a fucking scientist instead of all your paste-eating mates on realsmartcreationguys.com, because much like you, those guys aren't as clever as they think they are.
And so with the magnetic field decaying, if it goes away, we will actually die from the deadly radiation coming in from the sun.
Well, we can only hope, Matt, because the longer people like you exist in the universe, the less likely it'll be to sell for profit to the multi-dimensional space horrors who have been eyeing it up for so long. They say they're interested, but that smelly substance on Earth is really starting to put them off. Can't blame them though, but it is ever so difficult to get creationism out of the carpets.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos. And she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the